Welcome back for another episode of Trailer Trash Talk. As always, I'm your host, Lil Stank, and with me,
Leather Hat Guy. How's it going, y'all?
Now, I guess we're going to title this episode 7. This is technically the 8th one we've recorded, and because of our technological illiteracies, we have not been able to get the previous episode up. Maybe if we find some clips that are good enough out of it, we'll post those. You know, that's apparently what real shows do. So we'll look into something like that. But tonight we're coming at you different than I guess we have before. One of the staples of our show is that we try to not pitch in on either side as far as politics go. We both have our personal ingrained views, but we're both open-minded enough to see both sides. And of course, everybody knows what we're going to talk about. This has been a rough week. This is, at least in our adult life, in the last several, incidents that have popped up that have caused a reaction akin to this.
Dyslexic Mayans, man.
Well, look, a lot of the things we've seen before, there's been an argument made, that, well, this was happening, like this led to this, that, he had a weapon, he was resistant. This incident that we saw on camera was none of those things. I mean, this to me is the absolute most egregious thing I've ever seen on camera. But I mean, you don't see a dude murdered on camera very often. And let's be real. That's what it was. I'm 100% behind the police as far as doing their jobs. I'm not one of these naive people that thinks that all police are evil. I'm one of the people that thinks that there are assholes in every profession, and this happens to be a profession that if you're an asshole, you can really cause some fucked up shit for people. So, that being said, we're for police. We're not anti-police. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt across the board, pretty much. But I can't find it on this one. I mean, I can't find the excuse, the argument, the justification.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have one. Like you said, it's a uninterrupted, almost 10-minute video clip of a man dying because of a cop. And now
the issue to me, the big glaring issue, dude was cuffed already. Dude was cuffed on the ground. And you held him pinned there with your knee on his nut. I mean, that's, like I said, you can't try and argue that he's resisting arrest. You can't try and argue, we don't know what his state was. The first thing I saw, I guess the only thing I really saw defending what happened was that he was allegedly drunk and couldn't control himself. That was what someone said. So even, to me, no matter what happened before the camera started rolling, maybe he took a swing at the dude. Alright, well, now he's in cuffs, he's on the ground, he's not taking a swing at you anymore. You can detain him without having your neck on, or your knee on his fucking neck. But I mean, and then just, like I said, this isn't a statement against all cops, but just the fucking type of individual you have to be to sit there and I mean, I don't want to say it looked like he got joy out of it, but he definitely did not seem to be upset with what he was doing. That's just the impression I got from the video, and I've seen it a couple of times. I mean, it's tough.
I've seen this hashed out in a lot of places online the last couple of days. It's just, where to frame a point? That shouldn't have happened. Also, I would, again, God damn. I mean, you got three other cops. Not one guy's like, I think he's good, man. Like, nobody. I think you can move. And as a citizen, if you shove him, like, you're killing this guy, you're going to jail. You're going to get your ass fucking beat.
Yeah. If you attempt to keep him from murdering the man that is, cuffed, completely restrained on the ground, then you're going to be charged with assaulting an officer because you tried to push him off. I mean,
interfering with the officer's duty, whatever the hell that is.
And the shit that really pisses me off? Not only the fact that he wasn't in jail that night, because if it's me or you, we're in jail before the fucking night is over. But the fact that when they initially arrested him, they charged him with third-degree murder, which I believe they said was like the equivalent of negligent homicide. I thought off the bat it should have been at least second degree. But then I thought about it more. As the people that are supposed to uphold the laws, it seems like there should be maybe even a higher onus on especially when you have something this heinous, if...
Well, as a general rule, yeah, you would think the police having that extra responsibility would bear more responsibility or issue for breaking that trust. It's pretty much the opposite. What is it called? Qualified immunity, practical. If a cop violates your whatever in the process of doing his thing, you can't really hold him accountable because they're just doing their job. Which doesn't work in any other line of business in the world in the history of humanity. I don't believe that's ever been the case. I don't know of any doctor who operates on you and egregiously injures you and you die and they're just doing their job, or your lawyer just sucks at being a lawyer, does a terrible job and gets you messed up. You can say you had incompetent counsel. It's not, and then you can sue your lawyer for screwing you. They don't get to go, oh, we were just whatever. Sorry, we fucked you on that.
Yeah, so, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. I mean, it's still just shocking to me, honestly. The one thing I am happy about is, like I said, we haven't heard, or at least I haven't heard anybody that's gone out of their way to try and defend this dude and what he did. Like, it seems like across the board.
Just the governor of Mississippi.
What's that? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What did he say?
The governor of Mississippi said, and I quote, "I didn't see anything wrong with what was happening. If you can say you can't breathe, you can breathe."
See, I actually saw several reports since this has come out that is patently false. That you, obviously, whenever we're talking, we're not taking oxygen in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not breathing as you're speaking, ever.
Yeah. So,
If you are, you're way more fucking talented than I am. I mean, yeah, I can't fucking do it, man.
but yeah, so that was them. Incidentally, they had a report come out about the ranking the states by violence. Guess which state came in dead last as far as least peaceful?
My guess would be Mississippi.
You called it.
My guess would also be that the great state of Louisiana, which we abide, was either next or next after
Oh, yes,
Arkansas.
indeed. We were number 49.
It was 48 Arkansas.
I don't think so, actually. I think the top 5 was like...
All southern states, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Like all
and
5.
maybe Texas.
Yep. Let's say Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Texas, and I honestly forget the 5th. It might have been Alabama, might have been Arkansas.
And I'm going to... Did they just list the worst, or did they give you a full 50?
They gave you a full 50.
All right, hold on. I'm going to take my guess. Number 1 is either northeast, like Vermont or Maine, or
Maine. Nicely done.
Or my next guess was going to be like maybe Wyoming or something. Even though I have been watching a lot of Longmire lately, and it seems like there's some shit that pops off in Wyoming.
Right.
But so Maine was what, I guess the safest. Is that what that means?
Maine is the least violent state in the union, apparently.
It's a bunch of olds that live in Maine, huh? Is that probably
That's probably it.
old rich people? Yeah.
Send snide letters to each other when they're angry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would have guessed them. Like I said, maybe Vermont. And I would even maybe guess, and this could be completely skewed by like Boston and shit, but I would even guess that maybe Massachusetts, when you look at it as a whole, would probably be up there. But Boston could be enough to knock it out.
Skew the numbers.
I'm also going to take a stab and say that like Jersey and New York were not part of the top 5 there.
You would be correct again. Now, I have another one for you. It's not on there. What are we going to do about this hurricane?
Dude, this fucking 2020 is sucking ass so far. Like, it really is.
I reiterate, dyslexic Mayans, 2012 was just one dude chiseled one thing wrong, got us all spun up, we panicked for nothing, and now we're blindsided.
Could have been a dyslexic translator as well, right?
Probably. It could be a viable option. Someone who knows Mayan, we need you to recheck the big rock, please.
Or they come by and I don't know what they do. They're fucking chiseled it in the rock. They're like, it's supposed to be 2021, bro. It's like, oh shit, it's already in there. And they're like, well,
fuck it, it won't matter. It won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, maybe fucking leap year. Like, yeah, it'll even out, you know? We're in the ballpark. Good enough for government work. But yeah, before we finish off on what's going on, as I said when we started out, I'm as outraged, I think, as any, or look, at least as any white person can be about all this shit. I mean, let's be honest. It's different. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that we understand it or feel the same way. I don't know. I mean, I have to believe we don't, because we're not in the streets protesting. I mean, so there's no way we can understand exactly the same. But I would venture to say that I'm as outraged about that as any white person, can be, and not be, virtue signaling or like the Hillary Clintons we talked about earlier, the ones that want to lie to you and
Guys, if you're feeling strong about it, go out there, protest, do your thing. Don't burn nothing down.
Yeah, so
Counterproductive.
And look, it really is unfortunate because I do, if they feel this strongly, we live in a country where it is their right to protest. I support their right to do that 100%. But yeah, when you start burning shit down, I mean, you're asking for shit. And that's what I think it is. I really think, I don't believe that it is the same group of people that is there during the early part doing the protesting and there in the night burning the motherfucking city down. Like, I don't think it's there could be some overlap, absolutely, but I saw this one video, I forget where this was. You had, like, shit was popping off. You had people, like, the throng of protesters walking this way, and then going the other way, you had a big fucking white guy in, like, a ski mask with a baseball bat walking towards the direction everyone's running from, just busting every fucking window he walks by.
Yep. There's a lot of, it's freaking crazy, man. They have, what was it? So, a lot of the thing going on is you've got protesters, you've got rioters, you have Antifa, white supremacists, you have bad people impersonating each other, running around in the crowd, fucking shit up to cause problems.
Look, I do have questions about this, though. I've seen that alleged a couple of times that there's white supremacists and shit in the crowd. And number one, why? Why? I mean, obviously these people are stupid, but is it possible they're stupid? They're that stupid to walk into an angry fucking crowd like these people? Dude,
If you're asking me how stupid I think humanity as a species is, then yes, absolutely, there's people that stupid.
I don't know, man. Like, other than...
I mean, after I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy because I got pissed off with that. After old boy with the bow and arrow popped out of his pickup and started talking shit, I mean, we're pretty dumb.
Did you see they released the guy that drove the truck into the crowd of people today with no charges?
Mm-hmm. Say, now, also, they had video of that whole thing. The headlines and a lot of that early talk on that were apparently really misleading.
Look, the initial fucking headline, that was actually, no, that wasn't the night we were filming. We were doing a little pre-production and things fell apart, but that night about 6:30 it came across that a tractor trailer plowed into a group of protesters on the interstate. I believe was the exact wording that they used.
Yeah, I remembered the alert. Big red banner on my phone from whatever, I think it was AP news app.
And then a little while later, I saw that there were no injuries reported, and I'm questioning, how the fuck do you plow into a group of people with a tractor trailer with no injuries?
That's the thing. Yeah, no, that was complete bullshit. This guy, there was some sort of mix-up with barricades, and this dude shouldn't have been on the ramp, but he was already on the ramp. And he sees a bunch of protesters on the bridge, 18-wheelers do not slow down quickly or immediately.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. I have several truck drivers in my family, and I've ridden in them. I can guarantee it don't stop quick at all. Period. So this guy, driving his truck, trying to do his run, seeing a bunch of people on a bridge who he did not expect to see there, hit the brakes. He did not slam the brakes on and lock them up and go skidding into the crowd. That's why he didn't stop immediately. He started pumping them, slowing them down, and pretty much coasted to a stop. People had to get out of the way some. So about the complete opposite of what the headline was.
Let's see, he's apparently a Russian dude. I didn't know that before today either.
Yeah, man, he probably shit his pants when he saw that. They're gonna... What kind of Russian? Or I guess I should say, when you say Russian, ethnic Russian or over here on papers?
I mean, he came over here when he was 3 years old. He's been there 4 years old. He's been here for 31 years.
Well, cool. He doesn't... I guess he didn't have that "they're going to deport me" panic thought.
Yeah, I'm guessing probably not. And he's married over here with some girl he met in Minnesota, so he's probably all clear.
So it's a shame they, I'm seeing he got roughed up a little bit after the whole incident.
I saw his booking photo. He had like a little cut here on the bridge of his nose by his eye, but he didn't.
A couple of people were upset about this, which was in no way his fault. But from what I read, a lot of the people in the crowd was like, y'all be cool. So, once again, a couple of jackasses, and the majority of people being good people. Y'all don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, happy nothing happened to that driver. You know, that crowd just seems so volatile. Yeah, anybody. You're right. I misspoke there. Everyone love everyone.
I mean, if you don't, you know, a lack of open hostility is worth shooting for.
There you go. There you go. Unbelievable. Alright, I need to go take a piss. We're gonna end this part, and we will see you guys in just a moment.
Security's coming to check on us.
Alright, welcome back to Trailer Trash Talk. It's been a wonderfully joyous episode so far. Look, let's take a break from all the bullshit going on. What's been going on in your neck of the woods? How's farm life been treating you? You still got shit growing, or is that being affected by the pandemic and the social justice issues the world's facing right now?
So far, so good. Nobody's come to torch my field, and although, you know, we're back working regular hours as such, getting ready for that second phase opening.
Speaking of which, sorry to cut you off, is there still a pandemic? Is the COVID still about?
So you wouldn't think so from the news, but as far as I know, that is still a thing. It's still going on.
That's crazy, because an interesting thing I've noticed during all of this going on, the left side, which was, you know, the most hyper-focused, panic-driven on the COVID, has completely dismissed it and supported the protesting, gathering in large numbers, no social distancing.
Well, they're encouraging protesters to wear their masks and social distance.
Well, let's be real. You're not fucking
Nobody's paying attention to that. I mean, maybe the mask thing, but I think that might be something separate as well.
The thing that I really found to be ironic was that the Attorney General came out the other day. Now, keep in mind, the administration has been downplaying this thing every chance it has. The Attorney General came out the other day and said, well, I'm worried about new outbreaks of COVID-19 happening because of the protests we're seeing and the amount of people. It's like, whoa. The scripts have fucking flipped. So it's a little difficult to really know what to believe. I mean, we always had misinformation, disinformation coming from everywhere on the COVID, and now,
like you said, I love how we went from 24/7 nothing but COVID going down to 24/7 nothing but the protests going down. COVID's not even a footnote in the media at the moment. It's like there was stuff going on other than COVID. There's stuff other than the protests and the riots going on now. You don't have to cover. You're doing this for 24 hours. There's enough time to talk about different shit.
I agree with you. Just like I said, I've wondered the last few days, especially, is this COVID-19 shit still out here, or can we go back to fucking licking benches and shit? Like,
I'm hoping the COVID's still out there. Maybe there's another free money check coming.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that shit.
Not at the moment.
Because the way I see it is, if the Republicans okay that, they're almost, continuing in their mind to encourage people to not work. And I think the Democrats are pushing hard for it, so maybe the Republicans don't want to seemingly give them a victory, But at the same time, with reports that...
I would say at this point, you'd think they'd throw money at the problem. Like, they need the Republicans need oh, how am I trying... They need a good photo op right now. They need something... Yeah. Saying they're giving people money always makes me happy.
If you legalize pot, that might gain them some...
That could work, look, they want people to stop the protests and everything. Let them be baked. They will not go anywhere.
Bro, no, that's really a good idea. All right. One of the big issues plaguing the African American community is over incarceration, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people, from what we've read, and this is black and white, but a lot of people are locked up for simple drug charges, simple. Go ahead, let's legalize pot. Let's fucking wipe these people's, slates, the ones that are in jail right now. Go ahead and say, you know what, you're in here on a simple pot charge. Get lost, Take it easy. So that'll make people happier. Maybe they're thinking about going to protest. No, they can still go protest. Maybe they're thinking about going to riot later. They smoke a fat fucking doobie and they're like, you know what?
You're not running from anything.
I don't feel it now, I don't feel it.
Yeah. The script is flipped, man. So, a lot of that are some Democratic talking points that they use when talking about pushing for legalization.
Do what?
Yes, you just quoted the Democratic Party.
That was an original thought. I was not quoting any donkeys.
Well,
but again, if I was, I'm open-minded enough to say...
opinions lined up. Yeah. That's impressive, man.
Well, I mean, he's him or somebody's made mention of that before, and then that's why it was so strange whenever you had Jeff Sessions went in and immediately started cracking down on marijuana when we had all these other issues going on. No, but I mean that I feel like that would appease everybody, mm-hmm. and then gain a little popularity for their party going into the election cycle. Which I think is going to be a fucking nightmare, by the way.
So, Do you think the Republicans try and, well, obviously Trump will be in the ring as the incumbent president. Think the Republicans are going to pin their hopes on him again, or try something different with the way things are going right now?
I did see yesterday that there is a super PAC that was put together by Kellyanne Conway's husband and some other people to try and replace Trump at the convention.
Didn't Bush and his people? I'm pretty sure they were involved in that.
I didn't see his name, but I mean, it's possible. But I mean, I think there's a near zero chance of that happening. I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be unheard of. I'm not a historian as far, but I don't think you've ever had an incumbent president have his party say, "Nah, fuck you, dude. We're gonna put somebody else up there." I don't see that happening. It just.
I mean, we say we don't see it happening. People, I don't see Trump being president. I've seen crazy shit.
Yeah.
Not even in my entire life. Like, I can say that just in the last week.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Never thought I'd see pictures of the U.S. and Hong Kong and not be sure which were which. That was an interesting side-by-side.
Yeah, I mean, they've been fucking eviscerating us in the Chinese media from what I've been reading. Seemingly taking joy in this because we were, lecturing them about Hong Kong last year.
Well, turnabout's fair play. On the other hand, speaking of China, what did I say before? Is anybody else getting some Tiananmen Square vibes going on right now?
No, I don't. Well, but wasn't Tiananmen Square, you didn't, again, not a historian, but you didn't have, violent rioters there. I thought that was a legit, peaceful protest going on, and then the tanks opened up on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and again, we're not there, and I haven't seen everything, but most of what I've seen, I don't think that they're gassing just the completely peaceful protesters that aren't throwing rocks or... And again, I'm not saying that they're not, just from the shit I've seen, it seems like it's once they start burning buildings and chucking shit at people and...
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of videos of don't want to be negative on our brothers and sisters in law enforcement who are good people doing their jobs, but I've seen a lot of videos of I'm just gonna say cops are not behaving in a manner conducive to calming things down right now. When people are protesting, cops being violent, and then you respond with more violence.
Are they being violent or are they defending themselves? What's the... And again, I'm not siding one way or the other. I'm just saying
we might have to sidebar this because there's a lot of videos that we've got, but it's not everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, what I'll say is that we don't have full context on these things. We're not there. Videos can be very misleading, I mean, what they choose to show you and choose to omit can completely change the story of what's going on.
Yeah. Which would I think honest people would be far more in favor of body cameras, making sure that everybody is behaving appropriately, and I did what I had to do because this person did this. Your ass is covered. That whole, we don't need cameras on what we're doing. Are you worried about being filmed doing what you're doing?
No. Anyway.
Moving on.
So
This is why
look,
the aliens haven't shown up yet.
I can honestly say that I think I side with the protesters and what's going on. I mean, we do need we can't have that shit happening and other police officers just standing idly by and watching it. There absolutely has to be change, but I mean, to me, it's more of a need for reform more than anything, because I don't think that every cop is like the dude that sat on the dude's neck, but there does need to be a better system of checks and balances where we don't have somebody that has over a dozen use of force complaints like I think this Chauvin dude had, and he's still
what was it? I think 17. At 17 total, whatever, filed on him. And like you say, reform, because again, God, I really don't want to, go for those guys, but, the other three dudes just standing there, it's like, did none of you have you let that happen.
Yep.
Civilians, like we covered, they cannot interfere with that. They're going to jail, they're getting hurt, you can't mess with the cop. 3 other cops there, one of them's like, I think you can move over, man. Nothing.
Yep. But like I said, thoughts and prayers to George Floyd's family. I hope we can get through this, make it out stronger on the other side, not have any more senseless violence and shit going on with these protests, But in other news, we have a rocket launch the other day.
We indeed had a rocket launch. Not only that, a successful rocket launch. Elon successfully delivered 2 astronauts to the International Space Station. So I think they're going to let him roll the dice with Tom Cruise next.
Fingers crossed, everyone. So yeah, it got scrapped from the original May 27th. I think was the original date.
Yeah, Wednesday was the May 27th was the original launch date. Bad weather in Florida. They postponed that to Saturday, where they had a successful liftoff.
Good deal. Kudos to fucking Elon.
Yeah.
Was NASA involved with this at all, or what?
Kind of, sort of. It was NASA, except it was Elon's rocket, basically. Because we don't have any rockets anymore. We decommissioned ours for some reason. I think because we thought we were going to be friendly with another nation and they would let us use theirs, but...
Was that other nation Russia?
Yeah, I think it was, actually. Well, yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, somebody... Our political system ruined that one. Other news I saw over our hiatus. Let me get the story back up here. Alright, so I'm thinking what we may need is a good old-fashioned YouTube rivalry, right? So I found this douchebag trying to find the story again. Did it fucking disappear on me? I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, wait, we need a YouTube rivalry? Leather jacket guy. Cabbage sucks. First shot fired.
Alright, yeah. Fuck you, leather jacket guy. You're a poser, bitch. Alright.
Speaking of fucking shit, you see where Carol Baskin
Yeah,
was rewarded
what
control
the
of Joe's
fuck?
zoo?
That crazy bitch. Aren't they investigating her for the murder of her poor ex-husband who died and got fed to the fucking tigers?
Yep. But until they get done with that, they're gonna let her watch over these two.
Fucking bullshit. Alright.
And I hope they don't tell Joe that. That'll kill him.
Fucking ruin him, man. So some douchebag named Jake Paul, he's apparently a famous YouTuber. Look, this dude looks like a fucking...
Oh yeah, him and his brother, the human toe jam.
Apparently, he was filmed being involved in rioting and destruction in a mall. Where was this? In Arizona. And, just enjoying it. So, fuck you, Jake Paul. You look like a bitch. What you did was fucked up. You're acting like a bitch.
I don't even think this is like the worst thing this dickhead's ever done. Like, as we've established, we're not big in social media aside from this. We're new. We don't pay that much attention. I know I've heard stuff about, like, him and his brother just being generally awful human beings.
And speaking of that, actually, we do have big social media news coming for you at the end of the show, so make sure we stay tuned for that. But yeah.
I hate to jump back, but yeah, just...
I mean, is that a bad optic? Absolutely. So, Leatherhead Guy shows me a video of a group of protesters kneeling in solidarity in the middle of a street, and a group of riot police come up and, force them out of the way with their shields and shit. Bad optic, absolutely. But if there's been some violent rioting going on, they're going to clear the area out. As much distaste as these people may have for police right now, it seems to me let's not be stupid, people. Like, if they issue you an order to, move, or we will move you, get the fuck out of the way. Like, go to another fucking corner. I mean,
God damn it.
Then we had a human mouse hybrid apparently happened at one point as well.
Yeah, that's too much human. Like, I remember us talking about that. I don't appreciate that at all. That's creepy. Remember, it learned. The human cells learned from the mouse cells that they were combined, and they grew way faster, and it shocked the scientists. That's a sign of something you shouldn't be screwing with.
I think I told you, for some reason, the first thought I had was the South Park episode, Mr. Garrison's new penis, where they were incubating his penis on a mouse's back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a...
South Park once again.
Well, you know what that episode was from?
What's that?
They basically grew an ear, like a human ear, on a mouse's back.
Okay. So I guess they figured we could try any appendage there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Wasn't that what they were talking about in the article? Using animals to grow organs inside? Yeah, we talked about that. What if what? So, I want some opinions here. Let's say they can grow organs in cows and pigs now. Transplants are easy, whatever. What does this do to the meat industry? Can you eat a pig after you've grown human lungs in it and then cut them out? How human is that pig still?
I would
Like,
assume
what's the threshold on a cow?
not a farmer. Don't raise herds of animals to send to slaughter. But I would assume that we're going to be using different pigs and cows for harvesting organs and some for making meat. Just like we use some cows for titty milk, and we use some for steaks.
Well, yeah, but there's a biological function for that. I'm just saying, reasonably, like, once you've cut the lungs out, if those short ribs is still short ribs. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Are you a cannibal? That pig is, how much human DNA is in that pig?
I mean,
How much has to be replaced before it's not just a pig anymore?
I would probably eat it.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, again, we're awful people and have established this. I'm talking about like a normal, rational human being.
Well, you have some people that'll find issues with anything.
Man, GMO foods are not. Genetically modified food should be better specified. Corn is a genetically modified food. Watermelon is a genetically modified food. We've crossbred it and fucked with it and made it what it is. So if scientists can do that without all the extra generations and crossbreeding for these traits, I'm cool with that. If you can take the whatever mold resistant chromosome from this tomato and put it in the other one to make it better for whatever, that's cool. It's when you start literally crossbreeding species, like putting pig DNA in the tomatoes, that's when you need a warning label.
Like, warning, you may find a pig dick in this tomato.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At least a heads up.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense.
I mean, the FDA won't tell you about the roach legs in chili either, but so I guess we can't expect them to warn us about the pig dicks. That's why y'all are watching us.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, I guess that's about all I got for this episode.
All right.
Look, we did start a new social media account up here. We are now on the Twitter. You can find us at The Real Trailer Trash Talk. Capital T in the.
Yep.
And that is again at The Real Trailer Trash Talk. We will post the name in the description box below the video. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, like our video. You can also... Oh shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, we also have an email account too. You can reach us an email at therealtrailertrashtalk@gmail.com, especially if you're interested in any investment opportunities, either in the program itself, or we can manage your money for you if that sounds like a wise choice. We don't have a license per se, but we
you know
made
who does
it.
have licenses? Lawyers who cheat people.
That's right. That
We're
is
just-
absolutely right. That's right. Them some bitches go to school and learn how to steal your money. We've been poor our whole lives. Now, don't let that sound like a bad reason to let us manage your money.
We're very good at stretching a dollar. We can
That
manage
is
the
right.
funds very well.
That is
And
right.
we haven't been schooled in how to fuck you. So, we're a very safe choice.
That is correct. 100%.
Buy silver. Gold's overvalued. That one's free.
All right. Well, again, wish it was a little bit lighter, happier circumstances we were coming to you tonight, but I'm sure this will, like I said, shape us to be a stronger, better country when it's over. That's my hopes, at least. And I don't know, I think what is today? If I can, well, I guess it's Thursday now.
Wednesday slash Thursday 6/3/4/2020.
So this will either be published hopefully today, Thursday, or tomorrow, Friday at the latest. Yeah, we have not been consistent at all as far as making or putting out shows. We're going to have to try and find a schedule that works with, since the COVID is apparently over now, everything's back to normal. We're going to have to find a way to schedule this around our meager, low-paying jobs.
Wow.
But, no, we will at least try and do one a week. Hopefully more, but we'll try and get one a week out.
So, realistically speaking, you're looking at like one every 10 days or so.
Look, if we can hit that, I'm not going to say I'll be happy, but I won't be upset.
Yeah, that's pretty good for us.
That's right. Anyway, but we will be back with you within the week. Until then, everybody stay safe and stay on the right side of things. But until next time, we'll see you. Same trailer.
Same trash.
All right.
Same talk.
Y'all be safe.